Dude, this is sick, man. I can't believe I'm like seeing you live in the flesh. Are you ever gonna do face cam?
The show is jam-packed today as we're going to recap weeks 11 and 12, get some fan reaction, unveil a new way for you to help out the show, and I'll be joined by 49ers coach Jefe after our first break. Houston's overtime loss to Tennessee was a heartbreaker, and I would normally say you could crown Hank, Derek, and company the division champs, if it weren't for some news that I'll get to at the end of the show. Atlanta flew into town in Week 11, and the game started with a familiar theme. Last week, it was the run defense getting shredded. This week, it was through the air.
Look at Houston stacking the box, Fish.
Here's the snap. Mariota looking to launch it, and he's wide open. Ronnie Richard, 22 yards.
I know Houston got trucked on the ground last week, but Atlanta's a totally different squad.
Mariota wasn't the sharpest passer to open the game, but his receivers were putting in work for him. Atlanta back into the single back. Mariota takes the snap. He's looking over the middle and chucks it, and is tipped, but Kel Crinkler comes down with it. He stole it from everyone.
Now these guys are professionals, Fish, and I hate to account anything to luck, but god damn, he threw that prayer up into triple coverage.
Jamal Dirty Bird cashed in the goal line TD, and is just another week of Houston's D being softer than me when I'm 12 shots deep and pushing rope. Now, it's obvious Coach Schmegman had Tennessee's offense in mind while game planning, not just because Houston came out to stop the run, but they added another new wrinkle to their offense. Houston's first play from scrimmage is from the single back. Garvin fakes the handoff to Locke, and he takes off. Look at Garvin go. He slides, and he's got 7 yards.
Was Atlanta's defense wearing ankle weights, Fish?
I hope not.
Did somebody put quicksand on the field?
The Patriots aren't playing today.
Then how in the hell did they let Garvin just do that to him?
I would have loved to have seen Garvin's face when Coach told him they were designing run plays for him, but the statue has shown some escapability over the last few weeks. Locke got in on the party on the ground and through the air, while Savage was locked up by one of Atlanta's only defensive standouts, Dre Cannon. But with some words I never thought I'd ever hear uttered, Garvin ended the drive. Houston's in the pistol. It's 2nd and goal. Fakes a handoff to Locke as Garvin goes on the read option, dives and scores! Unbelievable!
I know this nickname's already taken, but Garvin's showing off his vanilla Vic today.
Watch out, Mike Jackson. Garvin is coming for the Baltimore QB's rushing record. Both teams' drives ate up lots of clock, and the half ended with a whimper of a Hail Mary. In the second half, Houston's ball control offense trudged down the field, but the drive ended with an exclamation point. It's a big 3rd down for Houston from the single back as a handoff to Locke. He goes up the middle, and what was that? Did he just celebrate while hurtling over the defenders?
I told y'all 2 things last week, and ain't nobody listened.
What's that, Colt?
Locke's got that dog in him, and he trademarked that hurdle.
Locke has brought a fire to the offense that's lacking from a number of their other stars, and he's been such a surprise catching the ball ever since Leggett went down. I know Schmegman will be glad to have his vet receiver back soon, though. On the other hand, Houston's defense lacks anyone with that fire. Ayupati had been strong in recent weeks, but he and the rest of the squad took this game off.
And I says to him, there is no Last Airbender movie.
Something we can all agree upon, but Atlanta needs a score here on 3rd down inside the 10. From the gun, Mariota takes a snap. Quick throw to Richard as he dives and scores! Atlanta could tie it up!
Roddy Richards runs great routes, and they've leaned on the veterans since they traded away Calvin Parlay.
So here we go again. 3rd week in a row that Houston needs to make a 4th quarter drive to tie or win the ball game. Garvin may not be the second coming of Tom Goatsy or even a Pro Bowler, but my confidence in his ability to make big plays in big moments has grown a lot. Just under a minute left. Garvin and Locke in the backfield after losing 4 yards on first as Garvin's looking deep and snipes it! Absolutely snipes it to Savage for the 1st down!
Savage gets his step on Dre Cannon for the first time today, and it's just enough to keep this drive moving.
Dre Cannon did a good job on Savage most of the day, but Garvin finally got him the rock when they needed it most. And that brought on your boy, Sims, with a chance to bring home the dub. Houston fans have been calling for his job all season long, but Coach Schmegman trusts Sims to get the job done here with little time left in the 4th. The snap, the hold, the kick is cry about our kicker now, little bros. Sims has been perfect since week 4 and nailed game-tying or winning kicks in the fourth for 3 straight weeks. It's like Coach Smegman and his boys love to give fans heart attacks. All but one game this year has been decided by one score. The victory puts them at 500, and Tennessee's loss makes it so the division is still mathematically in play, albeit a long shot. All right, after the break, I'll recap the game against San Fran with our featured guests.
Niners country, let's ride.
Jake Jenkins on 107.4 The Tex.
Whopper, 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 whopper. This commercial never suffer when your team is getting clobbered. Let's sing it all day at BK. You'll hate your Sunday.
You blew it! Back to the Houston Roundup with Jake Jenkins on 107.4 The Tex.
In Week 12, a Retro Bowl legend and his squad paid a visit to Houston, and I'm lucky enough to have said legend, Coach JefeZhai, join me to recap the game. Coach, thanks for joining the show. I'm glad our agents could work out this time.
It's great to be here, Jake. As the best-looking Retro Bowl coach, I'm a pretty busy guy. But I'm always ready to watch film at all times because I'm dedicated to the craft.
Even with that gigantic-ass head, you still beat out Coach Smegman in the looks department.
Right.
But enough with the pleasantries. Let's get to the game. You deferred possession to the second half, so Houston started with the ball. And I gotta ask, are you embarrassed that the whitest, slowest QB and a rookie ran it down your throat?
When you have Hakeem Walton on your D-line, who's literally a whale, and Curious Edmonds, who's all-pro special teams, and I'm not talking football, if you know what I mean. Things like this happen.
You sure got a special way to pick him, Coach.
Yeah, he's extremely special.
Savage toasted Duron Ham to finish the drive, though. I know he's a Retro Bowl hero and all, but has Ham been eating too much, or is Houston's rookie just that good?
First of all, I thought I saw offensive pass interference, but
For
anyways,
real?
Ham's been having a mini Super Bowl hangover. He showed up to camp a little heavier than usual this year. But Savage, he's a dog for sure. We saw what he did on Sunday Night Football. We gotta be tighter in coverage on him. I'm gonna talk to my defensive staff, and we gonna get that sorted out.
Now, you made your gravy as a coach by chucking the ball downfield, but your Niners were eating chips on this first drive. Was feeding Pringle early the game plan, or did Houston's defense just fold?
As the head coach of the 49ers, the identity of the offense has to center around the run. And when this guy gets going, all I'm gonna say is, eat your chips, baby. Eat your chips.
And I recognize B-Hall's greatness and all, but it's all I ever hear about. Dude is a disrespectful diva with celebrations like this. A truly disgusting act.
If you don't like it, then you gotta stop.
Oh my God.
There's a different set of rules for guys like him. Guys with a gold jacket who come out of retirement to win a Retro Bowl ring.
Yeah.
He's a different animal.
Man's thinking he's the GOAT.
All right.
Houston's rookies, though, continue to get to work on the next drive, and your Niners went into the locker room trailing since Coach Smegman's offense is so focused on ball control.
He loves controlling balls.
Control these balls. You changed the pace of the game in the second half by opening up with a Spriggs to Trust Tom bomb. Did you give your QB the green light during the break?
I'll be honest, no, not at all. I don't know what he was looking at there. I called that play for B-Hall, and of course he was wide open, but that's just a rookie right there trusting his weapons on the outside.
Big
and,
trust.
the yak is something that I always teach my receivers.
So you tie it up on the cum bucket TD, and then Glennon shows the first signs of life on your defense, snagging Garvin's dump off to lock. Did the tape from this season give away Garvin's tendency to underthrow those routes?
We've been waiting for that ball to come all year long. Glennon's got a fat-ass nose, so you can probably smell that play call coming from the sideline. And one thing I love teaching my players is, just trust your instincts. And he did a fantastic job right there. Brought me shades of back when I used to play linebacker in high school. But, unfortunately, though, his first name is Shane. So, he's got to live with that for the rest of his life. I would never name a kid Shane. Just abuse.
That's an unfortunate young man. So with the short field, your boy B-Hall does B-Hall things, including disrespecting those poor DBs, and you grab the lead in the fourth. I know you've seen Garvin and company put together some heroic drives. What you say to the defense before they hit the field with the game on the line?
I kept it simple, Jake. I said, look, man, 1:41 left in the game. If you let Garvin score, you're cut. You're off the team. And you're booked on the next flight to China. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
At least they'd have a good teacher. So I was dogging Ham earlier, but it was time for the Niners to feast when he jarred the ball loose. Spriggs could just kneel it out, and now you sit at 9-2 with a clear path to the postseason.
Yes, sir.
You think there's any chance these teams meet again on a much bigger stage this season?
No, not at all. At the end of the day, we are speaking about the Houston Texans. The only thing that's down the road for you guys is the draft, but look forward to seeing us on the biggest stage. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're a dick ass, you know that? A real dick ass. But man, I so appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jake. You know, my wife, second girlfriend, third girlfriend, fourth girlfriend, and fifth girlfriend, and my dog love watching the show. So, you know, it's a great honor to be here.
I'm like a dehydrated man watching a man drown. But there he goes, Coach Jefe your mom. You're living a sheltered life if you don't already know him, but that's my dog, so I feel obliged to give him his props. Go watch his vids. New NCAA series is fire too. Link pinned in the comments. All right, quick couple calls and then on to the big news for our show. I got Friday night on the line. What's up, man?
Jake, you watched that Titans game, right?
Duh, bro.
And you watched that Niners game, huh?
Seriously? What are you getting at?
Then you can't be serious thinking the Texans are gonna make a run at the playoffs when they can't stop the run.
You gotta be kidding. Most of the teams in this league aren't built to run the ball.
Yeah,
and Houston's proved that they can hang in games even when their defense rolls over and dies.
I think Schmegman should start shopping for a new DC and some help up front.
Now you're speaking my language. Thanks for the call, buddy. I hope to see big moves on the defensive side in the offseason. Next up, I got Antoine. What's up, bro?
Hello, Mr. Jenkins. I believe most of your callers are lacking in perspective.
Oh, yeah?
This Houston organization is owed more media attention regarding their turnaround in just one season.
My man.
I also believe that Coach Schmegman should be considered for Coach of the Year by said media as well.
You had me in the first half, buddy. Thanks for the call. I love Schmegman and the culture change he's brought to Houston. But we gotta pump the brakes on the hardware talk unless his team goes on a real tear. It's great to have an optimist on the show, though. On to big item number one. Everyone who thinks that the loss to the Niners was a nail in Houston's coffin can take this L. Public enemy number one went down early in Week 11 against New England. Now, this is a dangerous game, and I hope Hank is okay. But the docs say he may miss the rest of the season, and Tennessee dropped their last two games. They are not the same squad without him, and Houston's schedule really lightens up in the coming weeks. Big item number two, I need your help. In my next episode, I'm going to recap Houston's game against Tampa, but the boss wants me to do a segment covering both leagues' playoff pictures. I need you to send me your best highlights on extreme or hard difficulty, but they have to be for these teams. I started a Discord for you to share them with me, and I'll pick the ones that suit my stories the best. You can suggest names for players on your favorite teams, and I'm going to add other ways for you to participate as the series goes on too. Link in the description. All right, that's finally it for me. Thank you for listening to 107.4 The Tex.
Eat your chips, baby. Eat your chips.
And I recognize... I should say something. Those chips are stale, brother. I don't know. That's dumb as shit. Oh, I want to say something about your fucking head. Because your head's going to be gigantic.
Can I try to do that first part again as well?
Yeah, I got to say, even with that gigantic-ass head.
Is your kid old enough to watch your video?
Yeah. Well, she's in all the commercials and and so she watches all of them.
Fire.
She doesn't care. She just wants to watch the commercials.
Right. Just restrict her away from my content, and you'll be fine. You'll be great.